Everything you want to know about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey Prologue starts right now. Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's get right into it. This morning at 10 a.m., I saw Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey on 1570 IMAX. It was connected to Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, and as the prologue began, it started simply with the Syncopy logo. The prologue begins where the teaser trailer ended. There was a teaser trailer attached to Jurassic World Rebirth that played in the summer, and Universal blocked it online for the most part. There were leaks, and you might have seen it, and you might not have seen it. If you have seen it, or seen a video about it, you'd know that Tom Holland's character was speaking to Jon Bernthal, and he was looking for his father Odysseus. Bernthal's Menelaus asks Tom Holland's Telemachus if he was looking for a story about Odysseus. Now, that's pretty much where the teaser ends, and here the prologue begins with Menelaus asking if he's heard the one about the horse. Now, we all know that he's talking about the Trojan horse, and so does Tom Holland's Telemachus. He says, yes, I have heard that one. Bernthal asks, have you heard it from the inside? From that moment on, we cut to the inside of the Trojan horse. It's dark, it's tight, the men are excited, but also scared. And so was I, because I was finally seeing the prologue. Here we get our first look at Matt Damon's Odysseus. In the teaser, we had seen just a snippet of him, unconscious on a small raft, basically a piece of wood floating through the ocean, as Jon Bernthal's Menelaus asks what kind of prison could hold a man like that. Well, we're not there yet. We're back in the horse. This takes place during the Iliad, which is Homer's original tale of Odysseus, Achilles, and the Trojan War. The men inside the horse are tense. You can feel their excitement and their anxiety. As the horse is dragged into the city of Troy by the unsuspecting Trojans, we see our first real glimpse of the scope of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. In the background, the city of Troy looks immense, the scale gargantuan on a 95-foot tall 1570 IMAX screen. This was engulfing. As the horse is dragged into the city, it seems as if the Trojan soldiers don't exactly trust this gift, and they stab their swords through the top, bottom, and sides the way a magician might put a sword through a box holding his assistant. Proving that there's nothing inside, one of the men gets stabbed in the shoulder, and Odysseus puts his hand on his mouth, stopping him from screaming. This, of course, would have ruined the surprise and the assault on Troy. Luckily for Odysseus, he's not hurt, and the horse is brought inside the city. As night falls, slowly, Odysseus and his men emerge stealthily from the horse, coming down a rope from the bottom of the horse. Quietly, they begin a brutal, silent infiltration, slowly killing Trojan soldier after soldier with bow and arrow and spear. Here we see our first glimpses of the battles to come, the brutality, and let's take a moment to talk about the costumes. While some may argue about the historical accuracy of the costumes of the Trojans and the Greeks, seeing this battle on the big screen, the armor was the last thing that I was thinking of, because the visceral feeling that I felt while watching this battle was more than enough to excite and overwhelm my senses. Costumes were the last things on my mind. You might feel differently, and if so, please let me know in the comments. As Odysseus and Menelaus break open the gates of Troy, they let in the rest of their men, and the battle really begins. Explosions, sword fighting, a true battle escalates into chaotic, large-scale warfare. And in IMAX 1570, it truly is a sight to behold. What elevates this battle sequence to the next level is Ludwig Göransson's score. And while I wish I could remember every note, the thing that stayed in my mind is ominous chanting. This actually reminded me of a deeper octave version of Stanley Kubrick's 2001 When the Monkeys First See the Monolith. Sounding like 1,000 monks performing a mantra, the short bit of the score I heard excites me, and if you're a fan of Göransson, it's important to note this sounds nothing like Oppenheimer, nothing like Tenet. This is a completely new and original vibe from Göransson. I cannot wait to hear the entire soundtrack. I should note that I don't believe this is a true prologue or a true scene from the film. I do believe there are moments cut, and to me it felt more like a supercut of the scene, so that I could get a feel for the scale, the violence, the beauty of the image, the feel of the film. And as the fall of Troy concludes, we come back to John Barenthal's Menelaus, who's now finishing his tale to Tom Holland's Telemachus, with a throwaway line something like, well, you know the rest. Just as we do. But do we? There's so much more to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and this prologue is just a taste. As the tale ends, the prologue continues, and we see a few teasing flashes of some of the more mythological elements, including the Cyclops. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to see with the Cyclops, if it was just going to be his head and eye or his body. What we do see is a dark and smoky figure emerging, coming towards us. It's quick, and I wish I could remember more of it, but what I did get from it was the feeling of fear. I have a feeling that the Odyssey will be both epic and horrible in the best possible way. This may be our first taste of Christopher Nolan horror. You see, rumor has it that the Cyclops and other mythological elements are not going to be CG, but animatronic. This is very interesting, and the little glimpse that I saw, and there are spoilers online, you can probably go find this image. It's not much, but it's exciting. This prologue serves as a mythic setup for Homer's epic, and I think in the future we'll be calling it Nolan's The Odyssey. The film is going to be practical, immersive, and epic. The entire film will be on 1570 IMAX, and while there are only 50 IMAX screens in the world and 30 in the United States, this will be the film I suggest that if you need to drive for an hour or 2 hours, get your tickets in advance, grab a cup of coffee, and go for a drive with a friend or family member. I mean, you can go by yourself if you want. No matter what happens with The Odyssey, it's a grand step towards the future of film. As Netflix and digital take over, Christopher Nolan and a few other directors are pushing the envelope with film recording, film projection, and the theatrical experience. Why is the prologue not available online? Because it's worth seeing on the big screen, and I stand by that. If you can, I hope you get to see The Odyssey on 1570. If not, see it on the biggest screen possible when it comes out in July. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to know more about The Odyssey, I've got a few, but let's talk about historical accuracy, because that seems to be the biggest complaint that I've heard. Some people just don't like the costumes. So, check this video out. Tell me below what you think, and thanks so much for listening. If you haven't yet, please hit like, hit subscribe. I'll talk to you next time. This was Film School Dad. Yeah, talk through this. So, I have a question for you. What is your favorite Christopher Nolan movie? The Prestige?
Yeah.
Or Memento?
Memento.
You like Memento?
Yeah.
How you like Guy Pearce?
Yeah.
Do you think Guy Pearce was better in Memento or in The Brutalist?
Memento.
I think so too, because I think Christopher Nolan just, I like Nolan better.